Hi, I'm Pharryn. This is my 1969 Triumph Trophy chopper. I built this headlight mount in another video, but it was just a really bad video, so that one's not going to be coming out. But I'm going to do this video while I'm wiring the bike, so you'll see how I wire these up, and I'm going to be doing something a little bit different with the tail light, brake light setup on here too. So yeah, I will bring the camera in and show you guys this headlight mount a little bit, just so you can see how I built it, what's going on up here, and then we will get to work on wiring switches, because this bike doesn't have any switches except a super sketchy kill switch that you have to reach through the chain to get to. So that's probably going to stay, but that's not going to be the only kill switch, so it'll be a secondary. And then there's no high-low beam switch because it was just a single filament bulb before, where these LEDs are actually, both of them are high and low beam. So we will be wiring that up, and yeah, I think that's it. So I'm going to take you guys along with me and show you how I'm doing all this stuff. Maybe you'll learn something, maybe you'll think I'm dumb. Alright, so here's the bike. If anyone's wondering, that's not any kind of fancy paint on there. That is just glitter paint from Walmart, and I actually ran out while I was doing this. Just gold glitter from the paint section in Walmart. But this headlight bracket, it had just a normal what do you call it, just a normal like 5 3/4 inch headlight bucket on it before. I didn't like the look of it because it looked like every other bike. So I wanted to run a piece of metal up behind here and bolt to this where this one is attached, and then have the headlights tucked back farther, like inside this front part of the springer here. But that wasn't really doable with material thick enough to hold the weight of these two lights. All the material I had that would fit up in there just flopped around, and it wouldn't have been any good. This 3/16 that this stuff is made out of, just a piece of 3/16 sheet metal, or not sheet metal, just bar stock. I think it's 2-inch bar stock. Works perfect. It's nice and sturdy, and you know, I shake the bike more than I shake it, but it will not fit behind the springs. So yeah. But we're going to go through, wire this up, and route the wires all nice and clean where you can't see them, up under the tank. And we will probably end up getting out the grinder and welder and welding a plate in right here under the seat on this side. So I'll be able to reach up under the frame and turn my high beams on and off, and have another switch down there for a kill switch. So yeah, let's put this thing back on the tripod and get back to it.
Did I fuck it up that bad?
There are a few times where you move the camera right and it's something that I just had to fucking show. Oh, fuck. It's just shaky as hell.
Sorry, guys. Sorry guys, I don't know how to actually solder wire, so I'm trying to learn a little bit, but I probably won't learn too much.
I don't either, so soldering for me is not a good idea.
I've never seen it actually done professionally.
You still have it. You still have it. I keep looking, but
Keep looking.
I just soldered all these wires. A lot of people tell you not to solder anything automotive because you're introducing something foreign to the wire, which is the solder. It's going to have a different impedance. Resistance is going to be thrown off by the solder and everything. This is a 1969 Triumph that literally takes a single wire to run. If these headlights stop working when I'm not riding this thing, I'll buy a flashlight and duct tape it to the front of it. I want a small connection in here. It's not going to take up a bunch of room and be a big plug on the back of these lights. That's why I soldered it. Anything else I soldered, if it fucks up, I can fix it. I already fixed it once and my fixing is broken, so I know what doesn't work. If it does not work. So, yeah. Gotta finish putting this heat shrink on and then I'll throw the lights back onto the bike. And wrap the wiring a little bit. Try and get it all tucked up, nice and neat and fancy. Make everything look good on this little crappy falling apart chopper. It's always a good idea to go back through and look real close at your wiring. There's a little bit here on this red wire that's going to be my high beam, if I remember right. That got exposed in a couple places. isn't covered by the heat shrink, so I'm going to put some electrical tape on that. And then there will be another bigger piece of heat shrink that goes over that whole wire there. I know I have like 42 different rolls of electrical tape around here. This is probably way too much, which is perfect. Always what you want. Recording audio from the back probably still hurt me because everything echoes in here. So yeah, I'm not sure what you missed, but you missed something. I soldered everything together, heat shrunk it. Now put it back on the bike. These lights aren't really directional as far as what ways up that I'm aware of. So I'm just making them match. If I had more money to throw at this thing, I'd get some Baja Designs lights, because those things look awesome. And I probably will end up with a set of those on my Sportster when I get around to building it. But for now, these cheap Amazon ones that are just stupid bright and are probably going to piss a lot of people off will do just fine. And I will put a link to these lights in the description. I haven't tested these yet since I wired them together, so they may just not work. I might have just fucked up here.
But he's a union electrician. If he's not, we know one.
Yeah. You couldn't pay me enough to work for another fucking union. I don't care if starting wage is $200 an hour. There's no way in hell I'm ever working for another union. You do work for a union. Good for you. I don't like them.
Yeah, got both. Yep, got both.
Yep.
Yep, those are stupid.
Yeah. All right. Well, pull this old wiring out of here. I would bring the camera in and show more of what I'm actually doing, but
The camera guy sucks, evidently.
There's just not really a whole lot of room over here to bring the camera in and show what I'm doing, and also this isn't really gonna be applicable. That's a fancy word for me, but to most other shit. Just wire your stuff how it makes sense to you, because you are probably gonna have to work on it. So if it makes sense to you while you're doing it without you thinking about it, then when it breaks on the side of the road, you're stuck there with traffic flying past you and a pocket knife and some electrical tape to fix it, you'll probably be able to fix it. Getting on my knees, this thing's on a lift.
Work smarter, not harder.
Problem is, I'm not smart.
Give me one of them helmets that had the cameras on it, Pharryn.
No, because then you'll just be in my way and I will knock you out. You going to Road America with us?
Do what?
Are you going to Road America with us?
Where's it at?
Wisconsin, June 2nd through the 4th.
I'll go. Possible. Yes.
It's motorcycle racing. Like, they race sport bikes and shit up there, but the class we really go up there to see is King of the Baggers. So it's like Jib and Eric's bike racing Dad's bike.
Be cool.
And those guys haul ass. Tickets for the weekend are $100, and then we tent camp. This is the regulator rectifier thingy. There's a previous video of me swapping that out. It bolts up right here, and that is what kind of levels out the electricity from the stator, because if I understand it correctly, a stator does not put out DC current, it puts out AC. And this converts that to DC and regulates it at near 12 volts. This one's like 13.7 to 14.3 depending on the RPM. So I need to get this bolted back up here because it's just been dangling. And then I want to clean the wiring up on it, just because they're way too long. I am going to put a plug here because I can hide a plug easily. A couple of them actually. So let's do that. All right, well, we will just definitely remember to buy another bolt for that tomorrow. Someone remember this, so when I'm riding this bike and this regulator falls off and just fucks the whole thing up, you can make fun of me in the comments, because that'll be fun. That's done. So let's look at what's going on in this clusterfuck. Okay.
I'm gonna go write it down on the dry erase board and make it better.
Red goes to red. That's easy enough. Which is going directly to ground. That's a good color. That's a wonderful color to use for that. These are going to a place. Okay, there's 3 wires right here. There's 2 yellow wires off of the regulator that are hooked to them. These wires run up to the front of the frame here, around to the other side, and then back into the primary where they go to the stator. No clue why. Doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. That part of the bike works, so let's not fuck with it too much at the moment until we learn what we're doing, and probably completely tear the bike down and have a reason to go through everything.
One, two.
I'm gonna have to tear this thing apart and go through the clutch again.
I was gonna say, that's not
No,
even
I'm
sounding good.
I'm just trying to get the clutch.
Oh, hold on. You got your plug wire.
I'm not trying to start it
Oh,
yet. I'm trying to
okay.
get the clutch to release.
Okay.
The clutch is locked up. Again, if you've watched the other videos on this bike, you'll know I've had issues with that. But this time I know how to fix it. This is how you're supposed to just, before you start the bike, you're supposed to pull the clutch in and kick the bike over a few times. And it should spin freely if the clutch is pulled in. I have the clutch pulled in, and I'm turning the bike over. Oh, there it went. Okay. Oh, nope. Okay. I do need to get new clutch, or not clutch. This thing about the clutch.
Plug wires.
Yeah, new plug wires for this bike, because this one is screwed up. And it doesn't want to stay on there. I just haven't yet. So let's see if I can sort of half-ass recrimp this one for now. Tickler. What the hell? It's not even trying. There it tried. So, this bike is 12 volt, kind of. 12 volts what you call it, but it actually puts out like 14.5 at idle. Most cars are right around there, 14.2 to 14.7 at idle, but it's 12 volt system. But unlike most vehicles, this is positive ground. So, being LED headlights, and I'm running an LED tail light, once I build that, you basically have to kind of wire it backwards. The LEDs are basically directional. They're, what's the word I'm looking for?
Positive, negative.
Well, yeah, but like like a normal bulb, you can wire it back, or like polarized, whatever.
Reverse polarity.
Well, this is the bike is reverse polarity.
Okay.
But you cannot run
polarity.
you can't run a LED reverse polarity. It has to be ran the way it's supposed to be ran. So, how do I do this? If it was two separate lights that, like if you had a high beam and a low beam that were completely separate lights, what you could do is run it just like normal, but you would switch your ground instead of your positive. So your positive would go straight to ground up there somewhere, and your ground would be your switch to either turn it on or off. With this one, I'm gonna have to run a ground all the way back here to this black wire. And then I'm going to have to run this red wire here to this screw terminal, and then a wire from this screw terminal up this post right over here to these two switches. One of these switches is going to run back down to the kill switch that's on the bike right here, and the other one is going to run my headlights. Reason for most of this is I didn't have any lights. Like the reason I'm doing most of this shit. That right there tells me why I didn't have any lights, because I wired up an LED tail light, just a, well, I think I have it over here somewhere. Yeah, just a round 3-inch LED trailer tail light, flush mount light. Buy it at Rural King, any farm supply store or trailer supply store. But I was trying to run this thinking that this was 12 volt negative ground. If I would have moved my wires around, I could have made this work and then just thrown another headlight in it. Instead, I just dove head first into rewiring the whole bike.
And you also didn't want to reach through the chain to kill the fucking bike.
Yeah, but that's only an issue if I lose my clutch and my brakes at the same time again. If I only lose one of them, it's fine. I can either stall the bike out or just get slow and put it in neutral. If I lose both,
I knew that was a concern for you for a while,
yeah.
so.
Yeah, it still is. It's still shitty. Like, if I have to kill this bike and I can't stop it, it sucks. But, I mean, it's doable. And you can reach through from this side, but you're, like, literally half my pointer finger away from the moving chain, if this bike is moving. So, let's start with running this headlight wire as far as it will go, the way it is. So just like before, I'm not sure if you guys got saw or not. Got to see or not. I'm good with words and stuff. That's why they let me talk on camera. And by they, I mean me. Just like I did before. Wow, that puts off some damn BTUs there. But just gonna solder these. Do a terrible job like I always do. Better way to do this is probably run some sort of connector. But where this is going to be running, I don't want a big ass connector sitting in here looking stupid. I want to completely rebuild this bike, tear it all the way down, build the motor, because there was some really cool stuff guys were doing back in the day. And if you guys actually still do, if I can find the video of the dude I watched that builds old Triumphs. Which there's a few guys that I watched that build old Triumphs. Weems Motor Co. is a really good one. Jared Weems, amazing bike builder. I wish I was half the bike builder that guy is. But there's an old dude that he just built like basically hot rod Triumphs. And he'll take a Norton crank and a BSA head and some other stuff. It's fine. We're good. But he'll take a Norton crank and a BSA head and some other stuff, and just throw together a bike that's like, most of these bikes were 650 or 750 cc's from the factory, and he'll throw together something that's like 870 cc's and just crazy powerful, and they're just fucking cool. And I want to build one, but I don't know how to or where to get the parts. So maybe we'll figure that out with this one later on down the road. Alright, so I've got my wiring done to here. This black one, which you can't really see, but I've got a black wire here. That is going to run down the frame to the box there, and this red and yellow wire, or well, I guess one of those needs to just go down and be hot all the time, which I guess that can be hot right here off of this bolt, since these are technically, they're hot, but I'm treating them like grounds because they're kind of the way you would normally wire shit. They're grounds. Is how I have to think about it. So yeah, that'll work. That'll be fine. That'll be okay. So just for now, I'm going to hold these up here. I have fancy Delphi weather pack connectors that I typically like to use on stuff. Mainly because they're waterproof, but once you learn how to use them, they are super easy and nice to work with. And they are waterproof and don't really corrode that bad, but they're big. Big is not good in this situation. So I'm just using these bullet connectors, typically found on like trailer lighting. Actually, a lot of trailer lights use these. They'll have a female bullet connector on the actual light, and then one of these male connectors plugs into it. This isn't really waterproof or anything, but it will be good enough for a motorcycle that I don't plan on riding in the rain. We'll just have to try and make everything go as planned. And maybe try and crimp the wires correctly. Completely. Whatever word I'm looking for. Guess I could have just looked at the drill bit. Need to take this off. There's 2 bolts that are holding the bottom of the seat springs on. And then I can flip this forward and I'll be able to poke my holes. All I did to find the size of the hole is took this little rubber gasket that comes with the switch over to my drill index and found the one that fits. 13/32 I believe is what it was. So about like 7/16. Oh, she's gonna be half. Sorry guys, I'm bad at this whole YouTube thing, so I've been standing here talking to myself for a while. I'm not sure what all you missed, but quick catch up. This wire is positive. These are my 2 headlight wires. I drilled 2 holes for switches here under the seat. I've got my switches in. They're just normal latching push button switches. So it doesn't matter which way power is flowing through them. It just matters that something's flowing through. So I'm going to take one side of each of these switches, put them put them together in a connector, and then this yellow and this orange. The yellow is my low beams, and the orange is just power from the bike. I'm going to put them together in a connector and hook that connector together, and then the other side of one of these switches is going to hook to this red, which is my high beam. So yeah, let's do that. Man, this bike leaks a lot of oil. I have a gasket kit for this thing that I really need to go through and do. But I also just kind of want it to be somewhat reliable before I put that much effort into it. Because this bike just never fails to fail. And like, it's reliable isn't the right word, because this bike is dead nuts reliable. It is actually broken down on me. One time, and sadly we didn't even get that on video. But we did get me fixing it on video. That was when the drive for the magneto fell off. So that's another video of me working on this bike. I'm gonna drop it back down and test that out, make sure that all works. Okay. That one needs to be in, I'm pretty sure. Kill switch, hell yeah, all works. Now I just need to do a brake. Light. Awesome. That is so, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop here for the night. It's probably where this video will stop too. Tomorrow I'm going to get up and call Itchy, see if he will teach me how to adjust a carburetor correctly, because I really don't know what I'm doing. I can mess with it a little bit and get the bike to run better, but I can't get it dialed in. And I know that's something that just comes with time and patience and doing it, but having someone to teach you helps out a lot. So if you got old dudes around or just guys that know about the stuff, go spend some time with them, ask them questions, learn stuff from them. It's the best teaching you'll ever get. But yeah, I'll see if he'll teach me how to do that and maybe let me film it. I don't know how he feels about being on camera, so if he doesn't want that to be filmed, then I will just come back and kind of tell you guys what I learned. And see if he has anything laying around I could buy from him to throw on this thing for a taillight, something cool. But I think that is where this one's going to end. That one will be another video or another set of videos. Or maybe I've got some ideas. I might have something that I'll decide I want to use for a taillight. So, yep. Thank you for watching this video. Really appreciate it. I will be in the premiere of this and every other video, along with Jib tries to make it and Eric tries to make it. So definitely, if you can, show up to our premieres, talk to us. We really enjoy it. And comment on the videos. We reply to every comment. Whoever is replying to the comment will have their name down at the end of the comment, so you'll know who you're talking to, or it'll be from our personal accounts. Just depends on what we're logged into when we see that there's a comment. So yeah, we appreciate you watching. It's awesome that people are actually watching the stuff that we make. Like, I can't explain how good that feels. So I hope you enjoy watching the videos, and see you next time.